everybody, and welcome to the Gentleman's Debate, episode 32. We're getting there. We're like
32.
Yeah, we're deep into our flirty 30s now.
Deep.
Very deep.
We've just got into the tip, to be honest.
Stop it,
pop,
Simon.
Pop the tip into the 30s and away we go.
Just the tip. So yes,
good intro. This is a good intro.
So yes, hi ladies and gentlemen. I am Sam, and I'm here with Simon.
Hello.
And behind the camera we have the Gremlin Josh as usual.
Hang
on.
Gremlin.
You've done the intro wrong.
Why?
Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Gentleman's Debate. You're here with Sam Farts Mike Carter.
Yes.
And Discount Bruce Willis.
Discount Bruce Willis.
The Sexy Gremlin.
What?
From York Video Pro.
Are we sexy Gremlin?
I think it was just Gremlin.
Very sexy Gremlin.
It's getting
you just
worse.
added very.
It's getting worse, mate. I think.
Bit egotistical
Can
for a
you
Gremlin.
come up with a better? What's the word before Gremlin? Like the type of like a adjective, describing word. Is that what an adjective is?
Yes.
Boom! Powerful English. You need to have a better adjective in front of that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because I think sexy is not great. I think you could do bombastic.
The bombastic Gremlin.
Bombastic Gremlin. That sounds better than.
He's not quite shaggy,
sexy.
is he?
Are you saying I'm not very attractive? Is that
Well,
what it is?
The ladies and gentlemen behind at their computer screens right now, viewing our beautiful podcast, have never seen your face, Josh. Apart from that time you flashed your face up, which was harrowing.
Hey Simon, the mystery keeps it alive.
That is true. And with the Gentleman's Debate, we do like to try and keep people in a mystical sense of wonder. And that's why we're going to reveal the details of our poll from the last podcast. The last podcast was possibly the biggest and I think the most well-rounded debate we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'd say that was a good backwards and forwards battle that we had. That was the who would win in a fight, the Avengers or
the Justice League, the League of Justice.
And we had a good backwards and forwards. I think it was quite a long podcast, wasn't it, Josh?
Hour and 55.
Yeah, we were going for it.
Not our longest, but it was pretty long.
I edited that full podcast and then my hard drive decided to die on me.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We had technical difficulties with the video.
Faces. Hopefully this week, I say beautiful faces this week, you might not be able to tell, but today, at the time of recording, I feel like a warm bag of dicks.
Now
I am not very well, but such is my...
Good describing words there, mate.
warm bag of dicks.
Good adjectives. Like it. I like it.
Fun. But such is my... what is the word?
I don't know, mate, because I'm not inside of your head, so I can't predict what you're trying to say.
You should be inside my head, Simon. God damn it! My commitment to your lovely smiling faces staring through a computer screen at me, I've decided to power through like the warrior that I am from this tiny cold that I've
it's not like he's
currently
making out.
got.
Can I just add that I want to be in a different part of your body?
Oh. Right, okay, let's get on with it. Let's continue. Fucking hell. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, Avengers versus the Justice League. This was one that we posted on Facebook and Twitter. So let's get the statistics up and go over it. And then we'll go over then Josh will reveal to us our new debate topic once he's done the wheel of... Well, I call it the Wheel of Fortune, but the rest of the team don't want to infringe on copyright, so we had to call it the Wheel of Non-Copyright, but fuck it, it's the Wheel of Fortune and everyone knows it is. Anywho, Sam, on Facebook, what was the results of Avengers versus Justice League?
So, the results on Facebook were 100% Justice League.
You lying cunt. Do you see how I shit myself then? Oh.
No, it was 87% Avengers and 13% Justice League. So I got well and truly butt fucked on that one.
You got trounced on...
I did.
How many people voted on there, sorry?
47 votes, 6 of them for the Justice League.
Gosh darn.
41 for the Avengers.
Gosh darn. So on Twitter, we had... the Avengers win was 68% of the vote, and that meant that Justice League had 32%. So a little bit closer. A little bit closer. A little bit. I felt, in my opinion, a little bit better. Well, more well-rounded. in terms of statistics. And that was 38 people who voted, which is the most we've ever had on a vote for Twitter.
Mhm.
So thank you to all of those who voted.
Pat on the back.
And also, and it was one of our most retweeted debate topics. So we'll be doing another one at the end of this podcast, which will be coming out, which we'll go over. But we'll have a little catch-up first. And then that gives Josh ample time. One, to figure out what topic we'll be talking about. And two, maybe even to have the return of the funny news articles towards the end of the podcast. Maybe. You might get a treat. We don't just have any articles because we want quality. And Josh is interested only in quality. There we go. So, Sam, you're ill.
Yes.
You pathetic mess.
Yes. It's very true.
Although you have, I notice you have some friends joining you in the podcast.
I do. I have my little mascots today.
Now, this isn't a sponsorship, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
Before
not.
anyone gets excited.
It's not. No, we just...
Before anyone gets excited, this isn't a sponsorship.
I wish this was a sponsorship.
This is literally... Sam got these... Well, one of his mates picked them up for him and dropped them off. So, yes, would you like to talk us through the wonder that you have there?
Well...
For the people at home listening and
first
cannot
of all,
see you.
I have Padme from Star Wars, the Attack of the Clones version, when she's in the arena.
Padme Amidala.
Yes.
Hey, here's something, right? Just before we continue, can you hold that up to the camera, please, so that you can see that? Yeah, good. Padme with the accent above the E. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes it the A sound. That's French.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how the fuck did in a galaxy, in a long, long time before, whatever, how the fuck do they have French?
Well, there's a Scottish guy in
True.
The Force Awakens.
It's a British guy.
And it's a universe where George Lucas convinced Carrie Fisher not to wear underwear during filming because he said there would be no underwear in space. So, which doesn't make any sense because then she wears a gold bikini in the third one.
Also, interestingly, you know all the guns, or most of the guns that are used in the original trilogy, they're all based off of World War II weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they use the MG34? I think it was 34. Is the big long one. Big old long one that does look a bit like it looks like a fucking machine gun, that's why. But there's other blasters in there that look like the Sten gun, for example, the one that the Stormtroopers use. Looks like the Sten or later became the SMG, just known as the SMG.
That's what Han Solo's based on then. Was it based on the Luger?
No, it's based on a C-96, I believe, which was that's World War One gun, actually. That's an old... sorry, that's pre-World War One. It came out in like the late 1890s.
Christ.
Yeah, that shit was it was an unusual gun, that C-96. Anyway.
But yeah, and then I've got Giant Man as well.
Giant Man.
Giant Man. Because it was on offer. And we all like Ant-Man. Ant-Man was a good film. And, well, even though this was from Civil War, which
very good.
I'm going to have to rewatch again at some point.
Civil War would be great to watch again.
Yeah.
I think that one can stand the test of time in the Marvel franchise.
I was thinking because the Infinity War is out at the end of April.
I think it's the end of April, yeah.
And I was trying to think the other day, I was like, right, so how many are there?
Always a lot.
Altogether.
Oh, 18.
Yeah. Infinity War makes it 19. So I think I might try and do a full marathon.
No, that's 167 hours.
Hell yeah.
You couldn't sit and just do 167 hours.
Not straight.
No.
God, no.
You'd hurt, you'd
all
hurt
the way
yourself.
Through the month of April.
One thing that one of my friends who does science pointed out to do with Giant Man is that obviously when he goes giant, he's basically expanding the space between the atoms of himself. The problem with that is that he'd make himself so I say undense, but that's not correct. He basically would be so. He make himself from the dense object he already is now to an exceptionally undense object that he would just float away because he'd be lighter than air.
Brilliant.
Because he expands the atoms, the distance between the atoms, because you can't change the amount of atoms you have. You have to adjust the space in between them. Yeah. So he would have just floated away, and then there wouldn't have been that amazing fight scene where he basically wrecks an airplane.
But to be fair, this is a film where a slightly stronger man can kick really powerful, and there's someone who's been bitten by a radioactive spider.
It's true.
So
that is true. Well, if they actually confirmed he's radioactive, because they always in the more recent ones to do with what's his face, the guy before Tom Holland. It was a genetically modified one, wasn't it? And the one with Tobey Maguire was
remember
genetically modified spiders as well. They weren't radioactive.
Well, yeah, but it's that kind of...
So, there is a Spider-Man comic in which Peter Parker kills Mary Jane because of his radioactive semen.
Oh, yeah! I remember that now.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Good old comic books.
That is dark.
They're not weird at all.
So he gave her, like, ovarian cancer?
Yeah.
Shit the bed.
And people say comic books are for children.
Well, didn't they have the one with the green... Was it the Green Arrow where his sidekick got addicted to, like, heroin?
Yes.
Green Arrow, they dealt with some dark shit. They dealt with, like, racism and flipping all sorts of stuff in that comic book series. All power to them. I like it. I think that, going back to the comic books to do with the beginning of our podcast, really, I think the comic books need to delve into the more darker, the more edgy stuff. I do think, you should have light side stuff. I definitely think, but you need to have it where you explore what most of actual reality is like. Like the stuff from the 1950s, I mean, it's not very realistic. But then, stuff like the movies are trying to bring those almost ridiculous things into and bring them into reality. I mean, you just look at the work that was done by Christopher Nolan with the Batman franchise.
Yep.
Those 3 films where they managed to turn the Joker into somebody who was basically a joke character, kind of a joke character, into and brought one of the best actors of all time, God rest his soul, Heath Ledger, to be able to basically create a maniacal psychopath.
Yep.
That was completely believable.
And all the fan theories behind it, fan theories and actual theories go as far as to suggest that he was actually a former soldier who's suffering from extreme PTSD.
That is quite a good one. That is quite good, and that's probably what Bane was as well when you think about it. I mean, how did he get into the pit? Was it called the pit?
Yeah,
was it called the pit?
Like
No, it was the Lazarus pit, wasn't it?
No, the Lazarus pit.
Didn't they say that was
Lazarus
the? Didn't they say that was the Lazarus pit? That was like the symbol of the Lazarus pit.
No, because the Lazarus pit is what can bring people back to life. It's what they did with Robin after he was killed by the Joker.
Okay, fair enough. I meant as in like in that franchise, they were saying that was the Lazarus pit. The prison was the Lazarus pit, but I just thought that would be an interesting nod if they called it. What if there would like being a sign or somebody went, he escaped the Lazarus pit, and everyone went, motherfucker.
He's been reborn.
He's been reborn. Yeah, I mean, when you can survive your back being broken.
My back is broken. Don't worry, I'll just punch you in the back. I'm healed.
I was like, yeah, that's not how backs work.
No.
Screw modern medicine.
That's not how backs work. Really, that's not how backs work. Anyway, so Sam's ill. I'm doing all right actually. I'm feeling quite perky. Joined a new gym. I like to tell people this, obviously. It's going well. Was a little bit awkward today. As I locked eyes with a woman coming out of the women's changing rooms, and she didn't do the normal kind of nod and smile reaction. She did the dart of panic, as she didn't know what the fuck to do. She kind of went, and then I just stare at people. I don't give 2 fucks. I'm just going to stare at them continuously, like, okay. So I just kept staring at her, and then she said to me, "You got a problem?" I was like, oh. I went, no, it's all right, don't worry.
And
but in my head, I was like, that fucking bitch.
And that was when Simon raped her.
That's not a joke you should make. That's really not a joke you should make, Josh.
Yeah.
That's a terrible joke. I wouldn't do that. Thank you. That's that. Although I did physically accost her and then throw her into the river. No, I'm joking. I'm joking there.
You can make that joke.
Yeah, because I talked about assaulting her, not raping her. There's a difference between punching her in the face and then forcing myself
is this what it's like to take the moral high ground for once? Because it's not me that is able to do that.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll have to be careful there. Just to clarify, I've never done anything like that. Thanks, Josh, for fucking landing
just to
me in there.
clarify, I'm not a rapist.
Yeah, just to clarify, Josh is just being completely hyperbolic, and I was being completely hyperbolic about assaulting women because I'd never do such a thing.
Well, this took a turn.
I couldn't resist that joke. But no, she said to me, when she went, you got a problem? And I've now, in my head, I memorised what her faces look like, and I'm going to wait for her to, like, fuck up on something, and then I'm going to go up to her and be like, oh, you got a problem? As she, like, falls off this treadmill or something like that, I'll be like, oh, you got a problem? Looks like it. Anyway, bye. And then just keep doing my stuff. So, yeah, it was a little bit awkward. But otherwise, it's a nice gym.
Yeah.
Nice gym.
That's good.
Would recommend. Would recommend. How you've joined a gym, haven't you, Sam?
I have. Yeah, I've been going for a few months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoying it?
Of course. I love the gym. The gym is great.
Hashtag
the
gym
gym is
life.
your friend. Hell yeah.
Hashtag gym life.
Only problem I've ever had at the gym is when there was some guy one morning who, and this is a really, really big pet peeve of mine, and I think pretty much almost every gym goer. Yeah. Just whapping it on the equipment. Just fully erect, just like...
Oh, imagine if he was lifting weights with his penis. Do you think that's possible?
Speaking from experience, yes.
As in you tied something at the end of your knob and went, ah!
It was one of those grunty moments where you're like, oh! It was great. But right. No, it was when we were going for I can't remember what machine it was, but we walked over to it and started to set up, and this guy came over and he was like, oh, I'm using this. And we were like, but you're over there on that one. He went, oh, I'm doing both. And we were like, no, that's not how the gym works, mate.
That's not how the gym works.
That's not how the gym works. You can't be at different sides of the room doing this. Yeah.
If he was on the machine next to it and he's saying, I'm doing supersets.
Even then.
If he's going machine. From, like, I don't know, calf extensions to leg press, and he's on the calf extension machine, and he goes, I'm supersetting to go to leg press, even then you go like, oh, that's a shame, but
yeah,
there's only one leg press, and I'm ready and you're not ready.
Yep.
So... You could go, how long are you going to be? But to be brutally honest, if he's on the other side of the room, you just go, why the fuck are you doing supersets? Or why are you trying to do two machines at the same time? You can't do that. You know you can't. Go away, please.
Although we did have a funny one, and this was a few years back when I used to go to a different gym, of a guy. There's always that person at the gym. Look out for him when it's a little bit busy. That one person who's sat on a machine, you always see him in there, sat on a machine, never does any sets, just literally sits there, and then it's usually when they're doing something like biceps, maybe chest, and they do a couple...
Smooth.
Sorry, Padme. I'm gonna...
Fucking smooth there, mate, smooth. That's a good
idea. they always do, maybe one set.
They do one set, yeah.
And then they get up
and
they walk around like that. This is one guy that we had. He was proper chavvy.
Yes, I've noticed that.
It was
He's
hilarious.
Scrawny as well? Is he
scrawny as fuck?
Yeah.
Sat down on the machine, on his phone for the most part.
That's what they do.
Did a couple, not even a full set. I think he did about 4 of the
4 reps.
fly.
Yeah.
Got up and on a machine sort of next to the fly machine at this particular gym, a couple of paces away, was 2 ladies. Okay. And they were very good looking ladies, very very nice bodies.
They're there to lift weights.
They're there to do their thing. They're not there to have some chavvy guy walk past them whenever he does 3 fucking reps.
Yeah.
Going
sidling along, trying to extend himself out as much as possible. It's not attractive, is it?
No.
It's not attractive.
So if you are that person,
stop.
You're a cunt.
Just stop. Just stop and maybe watch some exercise videos and see why they do it in, sets, and then follow that through, and then you won't be so scrawny and people will find you more attractive, whether you like men or women. There we go. Boom. So, Josh, could we please have our new debate topic, please?
So, the wheel has been spun.
Spun, mate.
Spun.
Fucking English took a hit there. We're doing well early when I got adjectives, but then span was not the best.
Well, I span the wheel.
Spun the wheel.
Spun the wheel.
I spun the wheel.
Fuck your English. My English
no good.
In Mickey's absence, someone has to,
somebody has to fuck it up, yeah. Cool.
So, today's debate is the worst lager.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Worst lager, and then have we got 2 that we already have preset, or are we going to choose?
You're going to choose?
Oh, fucking Mary, that could be a long list.
Nope, I know mine.
Okay, I've got it. But we might say the same thing. What have you got? Sorry.
Budweiser.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I'm going Carlsberg.
Carlsberg? I'd have gone Carlin.
Do you know what? It's a toss-up between the 2, if I'm honest. But the reason why I always go Carlsberg, and I'll go into that in a second, there's a very good reason as to why I don't like it. It comes from... See, with the podcast, for my debate topics, I often like to draw it back to personal things that then illustrate it for everybody else because they might have come across that as well, or they will come across it. With Carlsberg, you will come across it, or you have already come across this. But I think this is an interesting debate. It's obviously completely different from our comic book, like, because we did, 2 food ones, then we did sci-fi ones.
Then a sitcom,
and then
music.
Comic, and then music
and comic.
We are a vast spanning podcast here, ladies and gentlemen. And right now we're going into drinking culture, which, being British, we have basically a degree in each.
Yes, it's
so
very,
this
very
room,
true,
basically, we're like doctors of drinking too much.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say I qualified. I think I did 3 exams and two essays, and I qualified. Thank you. You can call me Dr. Simon Discount Bruce Willis Tully.
I definitely qualify after my hospital visit.
You had a hospital visit to do with drinking?
Yes.
When was this? Sorry. Did we know you?
No.
Good.
I was like 16 at the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh dear. 16-year-old Josh. Imagine little baby-faced Josh back then.
He's got baby face.
He's got a baby face now. Imagine that. Your face would be very young then. Imagine that. Jesus.
No one else can see me.
So you went to hospital because drinking. I've never been to hospital because I was drunk.
Drank too much. My heart stopped twice.
Your heart stopped?
Yep.
How much did you drink?
A lot.
Fuck. So you died twice?
Yeah.
So you're a zombie? Twice over. Fucking hell, that's scary, isn't it? You ever had any drinking issues? Like you had to go to the hospital?
Yes, but it wasn't the actual alcohol that was the problem.
Is that like getting spiked or something?
Well, I've been spiked twice.
Yeah, I remember you told me the most recent one.
Yeah. But I didn't go to hospital for either of them, which was stupid.
Yeah.
But no, I've never actually. I have been to hospital on a night where I had been drinking.
Yeah.
But it's the reasons why I went to hospital wasn't because of the alcohol.
Okay.
It was something entirely
to do with your health.
Yes.
Okay. I've never been to a hospital because of my drinking, but I've been when other people have been too drunk.
Man up, son.
Well, I've just taken it on the chin. I was like, I don't need no fucking doctors to sort this shit out. I know how drunk I am. But I remember, this is a story I'll say about being too drunk. Basically, this is back when I wasn't living in New York, so a while ago, when I was a young man in Scarborough. And I basically was trying to hit on this girl who we'd already had kind of a thing going on. And basically, we were making out, but then I went off to go to get some more drinks. And then there's a particular nightclub that's closed down now in Scarborough. And basically, I think she was trying to dance and she slipped over and she basically cracked her wrist straight, like basically her hand. So her hand wasn't like this. Her hand was like that, and she managed to catch it, so it bent. It basically almost broke her wrist.
Ouch.
Because of that movement, the one where the hand moves backwards.
Yeah.
And basically, she was crying and everything like that, and she wasn't doing good. I think it's because she was wearing like quite tall heels. That's why. I think and also a slippy floor. And basically, she was crying quite a lot. And then then she went outside because she was asking the bouncers for help, but the bouncers weren't having any of it. They were like, "Fuck off, whatever, just go home." So then I came up, obviously looking for the person I was snogging before, and basically started speaking to her. And she was like, "I need to go to the hospital." So I paid for a taxi, took her to the hospital, signed her in because she was too drunk, basically, to really coherently say stuff, and basically looked after her. She got seen by the doctor. The doctor said, "Oh, it's just a sprain. It's not a break, but we'll put one of those plastic pots on that you can Velcro on and off."
Yep.
And then basically I got her home. Didn't get a thank you. So I was being all nice and chivalrous, and I didn't get a fucking thank you. Basically didn't speak to her ever again. So, yeah.
Not even just a...
She was out of it. I don't even think she remembers. I think she woke up with it like that.
I mean, not even the next day.
No, I don't know. But I've not really communicated with her since. So, yeah. What I will say is make sure you are nice to people who are nice to you first.
And please be responsible whilst drinking.
That's a good fucking advertise. Thank you.
And now onto a bit of what the debate of what you shouldn't be drinking.
Yes. This is linked well. This is going quite well, guys.
I would like to say it's all planned, but
It's almost like we rehearsed this. We definitely don't.
I mean, that was me thinking it was a massive segue, but we segued
managed to,
We segued in.
like a river that sometimes will spear off, it will eventually join back with its big friend again. So we both at least have different beers, which is
Yes.
good. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we basically would just be hating on one.
Yep.
Did you go first last time, Sam? I can't remember. Or did I? I did. So could you go first with your reason as to why Budweiser is the worst? And is it just specifically lager? Can we just clarify, Josh? Is it just lager? It's not
Yes.
like beer or alcohol or anything else?
no, we got the lager.
I mean, it was lager, but you could...
The worst lager. No, that's fine. We can keep it like that. I think that's quite a niche one. Go for it, Sam.
right. Maybe what could be considered a slightly unpopular opinion, but Budweiser is just terrible in every way. It doesn't taste good. It tastes like stale piss.
You ever drank stale piss?
Yes.
No, you haven't.
got you already.
For the purposes of this, yes, I have.
He's got you already, Sam.
And stale piss tastes nicer.
Already got him on the ropes. Admittedly, I was going to use the stale piss thing for Carlsberg, but you know, some of us have
So
drank
it's like
piss
the way
before.
you describe a drink that you don't like. Stale piss, mate. Stale piss.
Well, I've
or
drank
cat's piss.
I've drank piss.
All right, Bear Grylls.
I have actually drank my own
Have you
piss.
actually drank your own
I've actually
piss?
drank my own piss. I wanted to know what it tasted like. That sounds so stupid, but I did it.
How old are you when you
Very
did
young.
this? Yeah, I was gonna
Very
say.
young.
Yeah.
Very
Well, at
distinctive
least I know what
taste.
Simon's into now.
Very distinctive taste. Thankfully, I didn't choose to do it when it was really brown.
Yeah, I hope you weren't dehydrated.
No,
at the time.
I think I chose a good point to do it, to get that wonderful
So
taste.
Budweiser.
Stale piss. Stale piss, yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just there is something about. No offense to America, you've given us so many good things,
America.
but your craftsmanship when it comes to beer is not one of them.
Ooh.
And Budweiser, it is hailed as this beautiful pinnacle of American lager, and it's not. It is just dreadful. Like I say, it doesn't taste good. It leaves you with this really, really weird aftertaste as well, which just does not go away even after you've had several more drinks after that. It just sticks around, and you can always tell that you've had some of it, and it's not even
Like a fat girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Are you body shaming there, Simon?
Oh,
It's not very 2018 of you.
Well, it's almost like I have. It's almost like I have certain opinions. I'm not going to go into them because I'm not going to commit suicide with
I just
this.
kind of want you to dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
However, Budweiser.
Budweiser, yeah. And it's not like it's one of those drinks as well that you can at least enjoy just to get drunk, because it's not that strong. So you have to drink a fuck ton of it to actually get drunk. It's only like 4%.
4.5.
Is it?
No, it's 5. Can you just?
No, Budweiser's not 5.
Can we just quickly Google that, please?
Percentage
Josh?
of Budweiser lager.
And then after that, could you figure out what Carlsberg is? If that's all right. Thank you.
So Budweiser's 5%.
Boom. Do you know what Carlsberg is? Just out of curiosity.
Bud Light, by the way, is 4.2 apparently.
Are you lumps? Can I just clarify something? Because there's been a very big advertising campaign in Britain right now for Bud Light. Are you lumping Are you just having normal Budweiser separate to Bud Light, or are you just lumping it in?
I was going to say.
I am not going with Bud Light because I've never had it.
Keep it that way. Keep it that way.
Carlsberg's 3.8.
Boom. Well, I'm already winning this argument so far. If it just comes to getting yourself shit-faced, you're better with Budweiser.
Meh.
Which the English people want to know.
Well, yeah, because you need to do the maths. If I've got a bottle of this and I've got a bottle of this, if I drink this, I'll get drunker quicker. And theoretically, if they're the same price, why not just go for that one? I mean, admittedly, I don't think that Budweiser and Carlsberg are the same price.
No.
We can check that, though. This is going to be This is going to be like a... You know, we're like Which.
They're roughly the same price.
We're like Which.
No, Carlsberg's cheaper than Bud.
quick, if you go on like Tesco or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're like Which. We do consumer best buying for stuff that people really, really need to know about. We settle stuff. So it's like, do I buy an Avengers or Justice League comic? Obviously, now you buy an Avengers one. Do I watch Big Bang Theory or Everybody Loves Raymond?
You're going to watch Everybody Loves Raymond.
Do I eat bounties? Unfortunately, yes, we do. So I'm not going to leave that one out of the
when
tin of
the
celebrations.
Maltesers are gone.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
exactly. What else is there? What have we done?
Do you watch
Domino's
Star Wars or
versus
Star
pizza?
Trek?
Domino's
Star
versus
Wars.
Pizza Hut.
You eat
Pizza Hut.
You eat Pizza Hut.
So basically,
whilst watching Star Wars.
yeah. So basically, we are like which is a consumer group or a charity that basically is a consumer group that does reviews of everything. But for podcasting, we settle these debates. Anyway, Budweiser, Sam. What do you think about, for example, their advertising campaign?
I don't care.
Campaigns. You know, like Budweiser, the frog one.
Yeah.
Pretty popular.
Don't care. To me, the advertising campaign for any alcohol is completely redundant because they're advertising. You can't advertise alcohol. You have to try the alcohol because you can't get the sense of the taste from people talking on a screen, can you?
How are you gonna
Frogs.
How are you gonna describe the taste?
Hmm?
How are you going
What?
to describe the taste?
How am I going to describe the taste of Budweiser?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, but you're just saying it. I mean, I'm just batting back the thing.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just like I think all alcohol advertisements, they're very, very just quite pretentious.
You know, some parties in Britain are trying to ban alcohol advertising, like they've done with cigarette advertising on TV.
Not surprising.
Well, to be brutally honest, here's a little thing, a little factoid for people. So the government banned all cigarette advertising in Britain. The cigarette, obviously, that was a completely company-wide thing. Therefore, all of the companies were basically had no marketing for the stuff. So yes, they saw a fall in they saw a very small fall in sales. However, they obviously weren't spending millions and millions of pounds on the marketing or advertising. So therefore, they became more profitable. So cigarette companies all became immediately more profitable because the government said you're not allowed to market anymore. Yeah. Which I like. I like that kind of shit. I kind of like that. But the government, some people are lobbying basically to say you should stop alcohol or cigarette advertising. It's like we don't have advertising for like ecstasy or heroin. So why the fuck are we going to advertise another drug like alcohol? But then, there's an element of me that goes, but it's like a recreational drug. In essence, that's what alcohol is.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how there's a bias around beer or lager and stuff like that. There's a big bias around about it because it's like a loutish kind of drinking style. But wine, which is many times more strong, is seen as like a thing that's okay. It's like advertising for wine, and people are like, "Oh, that's fine, that's okay," because nobody binge drinks on wine.
Have you met us in Britain?
Yeah. Obviously, you've never been to a Yates's Wine Lodge.
Okay, so when we're talking about the price of the beers themselves...
Oh, so for comparing Carlsberg versus Budweiser?
Yeah. You can get a 10-can crate of Budweiser for £9.
Ooh.
And for the same price, you can get a 12-can crate of Carlsberg.
Carlsberg is cheap.
That is true.
It does also say here that Budweiser is actually 4.5%.
So there's a bit of an inaccuracy sometimes. Is it to do with because I think the cans are less strong than the bottles.
Okay.
I think that's how it works. I think there must be some issue where the alcohol content starts corroding the can.
I mean, Carlsberg's still 3.8%.
Oh, that's because Carlsberg's disgusting. So Sam, would you like to round off your beginning argument of Budweiser being the worst lager of all time?
Well, yeah, I kind of did wind it round.
You happy
off.
with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, that's fine. I'm going to start with my Carlsberg rant. Carlsberg, one of the worst,
probably the best
lagers.
lager in the world.
Oh, that advertising campaign just gets at me. That one does. It's hailed as the Danish beer, and you have somebody like Mads Mikkelsen who does the advertising.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, Mikkelsen, whatever his fucking name is. Anyway.
Mads Mikkelsen, that's his name.
Okay, thank you. You have him obviously on the advertising campaign that's happening right now. And Carlsberg did used to be a big football sponsor. I remember that because weren't they on Liverpool's shirt during the 1990s, early 2000s?
Yep.
They were Carlsberg has a unique place in hell for me. Mostly because of its. Even though they say so just to clarify, the actual advertising for them is Carlsberg probably the best beer and all that crap. Just want to clarify because I get confused between it and Carling. I'm not attacking Carling here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just attacking Carlsberg. But it's one of the worst. What is the taste? You said earlier about Budweiser. The taste is horrendous on Budweiser. Carlsberg is a uniquely weak tasting lager, an exceptionally weak tasting lager. You compare it to some of the more premium lagers, and some people arguably say Budweiser's a premium lager.
Those people are wrong.
Arguably, hey, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. But when you compare it to other lagers on the market, it's a very weak taste. It also has a very weak alcohol content. It's also exceptionally cheap to purchase in your local Wetherspoons, or as we just proved from, was that Tesco or Josh? Where's that from?
That was Asda.
Asda. Okay, so the bargain place to be buying your booze from, Asda. So what we see there is that you get a large amount of quantity for the same price as other beers. So what it goes to demonstrate is it must be shit, because you have to try and sell more of it to make it more appealing. The advertising campaign, probably the best beer in the world, whatever, probably the best beer, etc., is a bold-faced lie in terms that it's not. It obviously isn't. It's horrendous. It is advertised at a certain demographic of mostly men of a certain social and cultural background, and also is advertised alongside sports as well to try and tie it all together, and try and basically capture as much market appeal as possible. However, the quality of Carlsberg I would call into massive question, just due to the fact that you have something that's where they have in their own brand, they have Carlsberg Export, which is a stronger version of the normal Carlsberg. So what you're doing there is basically saying normal stuff is shit. So what we've done is we've tried to improve it by offering another thing on the market which costs slightly more. But further reinforcing that basically we're trying to sell a premium product now. Now this brand that's already established, but the existing product we have is good, but this one's better. Well, actually, no. Both of them are shit. It's just that one's slightly shitter.
Export's actually quite nice. I actually really like Export.
Are you an alcoholic that stands outside of corner shops?
I mean, I'm definitely not.
Also, did Carlsberg? Well, you're looking a bit peaky today, mate. Might have had a slip.
I mean, that's a cold.
It's a massive hangover, isn't it? That's what it actually is. It's like, well, that Carlsberg. I love it if we just go to your flat.
I wish this was a massive hangover, because then at least I know I'd be all right tomorrow for the 4-day weekend.
Yeah. Also, I just remembered, Carlsberg Special Brew.
Oh,
there it is.
We don't talk about that. That's just treacle in a can.
There it is. There's the real mother. There's the real mother. The one that is basically.
We're not talking about that, though, are we?
We are talking about it.
Are we?
It's part of the Carlsberg brand. I'm going to talk about it.
Well, all right. So I can talk about Bud Light then.
The way I'll put it is, it's called Carlsberg. It's like a modified version of Carlsberg. Bud Light. Can we say that, or is that?
It's like a modified version.
It's almost like it's his own brand, though. That's the thing. I'm a bit.
But
Josh, actually, let's have Josh settle this. Sorry. What do you think?
It's still Budweiser.
Yeah.
It's still Budweiser. Okay.
It's
so
it's a lighter version of Budweiser.
So should we just have that in? Sorry.
All right.
I'm happy with that.
Fine.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have it in, by the way. Now, I'm going to.
Okay. Then I will go back to the advertising campaign. What a load of fucking shit.
Dilly.
Dilly. Die in a fucking hole, you stupid cunt, whoever came up with that.
Is that the advertising campaign
for
advertising
Bud Light?
We can't, unfortunately, show it on the podcast. We'd get pulled pretty quick on YouTube.
Is if we just did this really random thing for the sake of being random, everyone will find it hilarious.
Dilly.
Also, the setting, it's a king and a queen.
Yeah.
America's never had one.
Nope.
Well, technically they did, but that was during the colonies, and then we had a war with them to try and establish if they still had a monarchy or not. Anyway, hashtag freedom, hashtag independence. Anyway, yeah, so they had that. So but I know it's appealing to the British market, and then it's somebody obviously showing that they're like some hipster person. Oh, I'm really behind this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
But it's
It's
poor.
very poor.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me want to buy Bud Light.
Nope. Makes me want to do the exact opposite.
Yeah, I don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
And what I will say is Carlsberg's advertising. I haven't seen a lot of it recently. Apart from is it
Mads Mikkelsen? That's
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
I like him.
Carlsberg's advertising though has always been at least it could be a little bit funny.
Yeah, I think there's a little, but then you could say the same about Budweiser.
I think that's kind of the joke with Carlsberg.
Probably the best. It is probably the best beer in the world, or probably the best beer.
Probably the best.
Best lager.
It's just probably the best.
Yeah, and then they insert something.
They don't do.
And then
this,
they do they did that entire thing. Yeah, we don't do this, but then.
Whereas Budweiser, it does literally seem to be the case.
However,
they had "What's Up," didn't they?
They've had more
Ages
than that.
ago.
Sorry, they've had more, and what I will say is Budweiser do sponsor a lot of sports professionals
Over in America.
Yeah, over in America, obviously.
Because nobody over here wants to drink it. Whereas over here,
it's because
people do want to drink Carlsberg.
I guess it's because they know they can sell comfortably loads of Budweiser in America, so therefore sponsoring athletes makes sense to them.
Yep.
It's like it'd be interesting to see if they sponsored any like YouTubers. Imagine if they started sponsoring like flipping PewDiePie. He just goes, "Yeah, I'm just drinking a lovely, crisp, refreshing beer of Budweiser. Oh," and then he cuts.
Well, he
the
wouldn't
frame,
say that. He wouldn't
cuts the
say
frame
crisp. Here's an interesting one for you, Josh. Could you please look up which one sells the best?
Oh, so we figure out who's got the biggest market share.
Yeah, who's got the
That'd be interesting to see. I would probably say that would be Carlsberg, because I think it's in every single pub.
Almost, yeah.
Almost every single pub.
So then if we're talking about that as well, Carlsberg Extra Cold.
Ugh.
It's quite nice.
Yeah, but
It does
cold
the trick.
water is nice. Cold water is nice. That's what it's...
Damn right it is.
Yeah, make sure you stay hydrated, children. Stay hydrated.
Especially if you have a cold.
And especially if you're drank a lot.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm going to go the extreme here. Especially if you've got man-aids like I do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I hope that's not true. Okay. Anyway, moving on. It's an interesting thing when it comes to... Because the thing about Carlsberg is, I think every other lager out there does it better.
Ooh,
No. I would say their advertising campaign is being nicked basically by Carling. It's good, but it's not quite Carling good. You know what I mean? Like that's so they basically they've had that shit nicked from them. I will say if there's Carlsberg, there's probably going to be Carling or Foster's or Heineken or Budweiser.
Ooh, you can't put Heineken in the same sentence as them. Heineken's beautiful.
I don't know, mate. That chemicalized beer is a bit... although it does get me pissed really quick. I'm not a major fan of Heineken, if I'm honest. Also, with Heineken, remember when they released the bar taps, which were they've frozen, so they'd freeze with the condensation?
Yeah.
I see so many people stick their tongue on there. It's so fucking hilarious. It's so funny.
People who are fucking idiots.
Fucking idiots. That's what it is. Absolute idiots.
What I will say, though, about Carlsberg is I don't think there's any question, right? When you get a lager, the definitive ranking is bottom. You try and avoid having it in a can if you can. If you get it in a bottle, it's better.
Yep.
But nothing beats it on tap.
Ooh.
You don't really see Budweiser on tap, do you?
No, you can have it on tap.
You can.
I've had it in tap.
You can, but you don't see it too often. Whereas,
what I will say,
like you said, Carlsberg, it is almost in every pub. Almost every pub. So there is obviously the demand to have it on tap. There is obviously that demand there. And the thing is, it's one of those things, when you do walk into a pub and you're not too sure what you want, it's a pub that you've not been there before. They don't have the best of selections. Sometimes you do just go, fuck it, Carlsberg.
Okay.
which you do.
I don't know, mate. I think if I had to choose, and this is where I'm going to say, if I had to choose between Carlsberg and Budweiser, I would choose Budweiser every time.
See, I would choose Carlsberg every time.
10 out of 10 times I choose Budweiser.
Especially if it was a choice between tap versus bottle, or bottle versus bottle, or can versus can even. But I mean, you wouldn't. The only way you'd probably choose can is if it was actually going to the supermarket and getting it for at home.
Yeah, because it's significantly cheaper than going out and having a drink.
Whereas,
as a bottled beer, though, I think that I prefer the bottles actually of Budweiser. I'll tell you why.
To what? To
the Carlsberg.
No, right, okay.
And also, I'll go on to that in a second. But
Right.
the actual bottle design. This is how intricate we're getting, ladies and gentlemen.
The
on
design
the
of the
debate,
bottle.
The design of the bottle. The problem I have with the Carlsberg one is usually it's quite conical in shape. Sorry, it comes basically up and then goes in. There's not much of a neck. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Whilst with Budweiser is much more of a neck. The reason why I like it is it means you can grip the neck of the bottle rather than gripping the body of the bottle, and therefore your hand doesn't heat up the beer as quickly. Also, it's much more convenient for a weapon.
That's not anything to do with the lager itself, though, is it?
Well, if you drink enough of it. then you if you
And anyway, I refute that, because I always hold the neck of a bottle whenever I have a bottle, no matter what the bottle is. And Carlsberg, and you can see I have absolutely giant hands, and I've never had a problem in holding
something, holding the shaft of something.
holding the shaft of something much smaller.
We're childish little men, aren't we? We are childish little men.
What I like, though, is how Josh is really getting into his research here.
Yeah, you have gone dead silent, Josh.
He wants to know.
Are you struggling to find it?
So, guys, I'm really interested in this one, actually.
Okay.
So,
Because he wants to play the stocks after. Back, Budweiser or Carlsberg?
So, there's a list of the top 100 drinks brands, and they base it on, like, sales and everything.
All right, yeah.
At 99
Oh.
is Budweiser.
Oh.
At 29 is Carlsberg.
Wow, 70. So they sell. How much more? Do we know how much more they sell?
It doesn't go that far into the figures of it.
Oh, that's a shame. I'd really like to know that. 29.
29.
Who's the top? Out of curiosity. 99.
Top's going to be Foster's or something like that, isn't it?
I think this takes into account. Oh,
Do you know what? Controversial. I prefer Carlsberg to Foster's.
Hendrick's Gin.
Oh, hang on. That's including gin.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not just. So
No,
it's any alcoholic
it's
beverage.
Any alcohol.
Chuffing. So that means like. I wonder what is there any famous brands that Budweiser beats out?
Oh.
Who's the one it beats? Sorry, who's the worst?
It's not just alcohol. It also seems to be soft drinks as well.
Oh, so this is quite a skewed.
When we say drinks.
What's the 100?
100
Yeah.
is Kick Energy.
Kick Energy? Who the fuck is Kick Energy? Is
It's
that the silver ones?
Silver and blue.
Oh,
I think,
God.
yeah.
That's fucking radioactive, that is. I wouldn't touch it.
God. Energy drink.
It's like drinking battery acid, for God's sake.
I like
Don't know why,
energy
it
drinks.
just reminded me of that little like comic thing where it was just like, Dad, there's a monster under my bed, and he looks under the bed and it's a kind of monster, and he goes, that's not scary, and the son says, have you fucking seen the ingredients? Or as I like to call energy drinks, anxiety in a can.
Pretty much,
There was a guy I used to go to college with that used to go through like a 4-pack of Monster a day.
Fucking hell.
So basically he's poisoning himself.
He's going to give himself a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know the...
my missus really was into her energy drinks, and I got to the point where I said to her, I'd rather you be drinking alcohol than them.
Yeah. How it's so weird because a cup of coffee. So just to divert, and then we'll come back to the lager debate, ladies and gentlemen, because it's very important. A cup of coffee is so much more satisfying when you drink it than a can of energy drink. Correct? We all happy with that?
I don't like coffee or energy drinks, so
I'll be honest, I like energy drinks.
Compared to coffee.
Yeah, I prefer coffee. Yeah.
I'm from Yorkshire, so I'm a tea man myself.
That's fine. I'm just saying. coffee versus energy drink, it would be.
I would probably
coffee.
rather. Well, no, not probably. If you literally put the two in front of me, put a gun to my head, and said pick one up and drink one, I would pick the coffee every day of the week.
Yeah, coffee I think is just more it's more satisfying than the artificial shite that they produce inside of energy drinks.
Whatever the fuck is in.
Yeah, exactly. Taurine and caffeine are the main constituent ingredients, and those both are stimulants. And then basically you consume it in a large excess, and it can fuck with your cells quite quickly.
Yep.
You can die of caffeine poisoning. Anyway,
Well, that's why they say when it comes to energy drinks and alcohol, energy drinks speed your heart rate, alcohol slows your heart rate.
also
I think
thins your blood. Alcohol
also thins your blood.
That's why it
So that's why
slows your heart rate.
there's the danger of drinking things like Jaeger bombs or vodka Red Bulls and things like that. It's
It says on the can. It says on
fucking you
Red
up.
Bull. It says on Red Bull, don't drink with alcohol.
Yep.
And yet, what do we do?
drink it with alcohol.
Drink it with some nice vodka. But ladies and gentlemen, lager. Should we figure out who we think is the best lager one?
Oh, there's no question.
Go on.
Peroni. The best lager on the planet is Peroni. There's a reason why it costs you an arm and a leg to buy it. Because they know.
As in a mass as in like not a craft lager maker.
No.
So it's just to clarify, like a mass one, because I'd say Budweiser and Carlsberg are mass market.
I'm
They're
just
mass
going
market.
any lager on the planet.
Ooh, Peroni. I can see your argument there. I can see it. What I will say is, yeah, it's quite expensive. The advertising's good. Bottle design is good. Does taste all right. Does taste pretty good, actually.
Beautiful taste.
I'm not the biggest lager person. I've moved more towards my craft ales. I've gone more hipster, according with the jumper and the beard and shaving my head. I've gone more hipster.
So what's everyone's favourite craft beers?
I'll tell you, I've had a beautiful one recently called Snake Dog.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing. The problem is, it's one of those. It's 6.9%, right?
Not a section beer.
And when usually when you get a beer with that amount of alcohol level in it, you usually can accept that it's probably going to taste like shite. But the problem is, Snake Dog doesn't.
Taste too good.
It tastes beautiful. So you have to really I only ever buy 1, 2 maximum.
Otherwise,
you're gonna
you're drinking.
Yep.
There was St. Patty's Day when I was at uni. They had a 12% beer on at the SU. So me and my mate were like, yeah, we'll get one each. My mate was like...
You got a pint each?
A pint each, yeah. My mate was like, yeah, I really don't like this. So I was like, okay.
Top it up.
I don't remember walking home.
No, you won't.
It's amazing how beer fucks you up more than anything else, doesn't it? But my favourite, and this is...
Your favourite lager or craft?
Favourite craft. I would say favourite craft ale would be the Nuba by Brew York. I'm keeping it local, guys. Nuba's quite nice.
Brew
it's a nice
York
IPA.
is a very shout out to Brew York.
For anyone who doesn't know,
If you want to sponsor us.
Yeah. Brew York is obviously situated inside of the city walls of York. They have a fantastic site, which I would recommend anyone to go to, because their tap room's fantastic. And they brew everything on site, so when you're in the tap room, you can actually get a tour and be shown what's going on. And you can just see them doing all that. And they have little games and they have a nice little garden. Also, the staff are really friendly, really nice. And they're also expanding. So they're knocking through to the building next door, and they're going to put more stuff in because they are churning out a lot of beer now. You can order it online. So I think you can order it online. So go to Brew York.
They've got it
.com.co.uk, whatever it is.
They've got it in the major supermarkets now. So I've seen it announced. Morrison's and Tesco.
Morrison's is a big. They snap them up quick because obviously Morrison's is a Yorkshire brand. Mm-hmm. So it's not sponsored message. This is literally go and do it and get the Nuba if you can. The Nuba's like a purple bottle, quite a strong IPA. If it was a mass one, I'd go for Brewdog's Elvis juice because I quite like the taste is very distinctive.
Is that
nice.
lager?
No, it's a craft ale again. Lager. I'm going to go with you with Peroni, and I've thought of it through quite a lot. Mass market lager, yeah, Peroni would be there for me. You got any different opinion, Josh?
I'd have to say like Brooklyn Lager.
Oh, no.
No,
that stuff's disgusting.
I've had that on draft in Dusk.
I had it in Trembling Madness.
Have it on in hop. It's beautiful.
Fucking disgusting stuff.
And you both have said this isn't your favourite, Blue Moon.
Well, we haven't said it's not our favourite.
Nice,
it's just it's not very top rank. If I'm honest.
And again, I had the experience for you.
So what we've established here is Josh is a fucking weirdo.
Well, I think we established that well before this podcast. If I'm honest, mate.
That's why we're all behind the camera, Gremlin boy.
We're all weirdos. We just band together and are able to discuss topics openly and freely.
Yeah. So after my experience with Blue Moon the other night, we're not on the best of terms.
We're not talking to each other anymore.
Do you want to tell that story, Josh? About the wheat-based beer.
I drank too many of the Blue Moon and spent the night on the toilet. And the next day, I was meant to be going swimming the day after.
Oh no!
At least you've been able to propel yourself.
At least the lifeguard would have known if you'd been drowning, because it would just go and then it would stop, and then it would just be coming up in one spot.
So yeah, I had to say to my mate, like, I know yesterday I said I wasn't gonna bail, but I'm probably gonna have to.
I'm bailing because
I
I'm
might
shitting
shit myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Blue Moon.
That was my fun experience with Blue Moon, and I'm probably going to go to the pub and drink it again, if I'm honest.
Oh, because we're going to...
I'm a glutton for punishment.
We're going to Keystones after, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I think I'm only going to stop for one drink. I'll just say hello to everyone and then I'll go.
I would like to, but I reiterate that I feel like a warm bag of dicks.
Yeah, but
you're keeping that description, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think they've got Bud on draft if you want a bit.
Hey. They definitely have Carlsberg on. Oh, wait, do they have Carlsberg on draft?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Here's something. There's a very personal reason as to why I hate Carlsberg, and I'm going to go over it now.
Go on.
Now, Sam. So, I have a special place reserved in hell for Carlsberg in terms of the beer slot in hell. You going to sneeze?
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Ooh, it's a quiet sneeze. I don't think we picked that up very well.
Oh,
you're right.
Yeah.
You okay?
I might need to go get some tissues.
Oh.
Bear with me.
All right, I'll keep this. I'll keep the podcast alive. So I have a special place in hell for it. A special Carlsberg shaped bottle shape in hell.
I feel like he needs to be here for this story.
He'll get the cliff notes, won't he? Fuck it.
Right then.
Anyway, so the reason why I despise it so much is I used to work at my first ever job, proper job, first ever one, was at the Open Air Theatre in Scarborough as a barman, because I just turned 18 and one of my friends was working there, and then he's got me to speak to the manager, and then she basically offered me a job to be barman for an 80s night. 80s night Open Air Theatre, and there was some famous people there. I think Elton... No.
What, like aged 80s or, 80s music?
80s music.
Okay.
And there was... I think it was either Elton John or Boy George were performing. So it was a good lineup, if I'm honest. And then Rick Astley was there as well, I think. But yeah, basically I was on the bar. I was on the busiest bar as well. I wasn't just I was the new boy who'd never done bar work before, was thrown on the busiest bar. First one. So they'd hit me. Everyone who came for a drink would hit me first. And it was so goddamn manic. So goddamn manic in that place. And what we were serving was, because the Open Air Theatre had been open before I had actually joined, they'd had a problem. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. They had a problem where they were showing the England game, like one of the England football games, and then what was happening was people were jumping in the lake, because there's a lake just in front of the stage. And then what they did was, they started saying, if you don't stop, we're going to shut it off. And then they shut it off eventually because people kept jumping in the lake. But they were serving glass bottles, and then what happened was people were throwing the bottles down. So people were getting glassed in the back of the head. One girl was in the newspaper for getting her skull basically split open by a bottle. It hit her in the back of the head because it was glass. So then basically what I was doing, they changed it so you're only allowed to provide plastic ones. And this is where the true hatred of Carlsberg was born. I served God knows how many hundreds of small plastic 275 milliliter, and that's a very specific hatred towards that specific unit of measurement, by the way, plastic bottles of Carlsberg. So you've got basically a canister of piss, of plastic encasing piss. And I was having to crack it open and take the top away and throw it away. People were asking me, like, why are you doing that? I mean, because somebody got bottled last time. We're not allowed to hand them out. Because you can still, if you sealed a plastic bottle up, you can bomb it because it's still weight. It's still the same weight. And it's less likely to shatter. So what would happen is it would impart all of its kinetic energy onto the person's head. But that 275 milliliter bottle of Carlsberg is a sin. A sin, in my opinion, because we were charging so much money for it. I think we're charging in Yorkshire it's quite expensive. In Yorkshire, people complain about the price of beer every fucking 2 seconds, but we were charging like £3.50 for a bottle, a £2.75 bottle.
Where was this? Sorry,
Open Air Theatre in Scarborough,
right.
5 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. And basically, every single time. And they go, they say, 2 Carlsberg, please, because they can see it's advertised, but the pricing list was a kind of behind me, so they couldn't really see it very well. And I'd give them the price, like, how much? And I'd be like, yeah, it's £3.50 a bottle. Like, for this little thing. And I'm like, yeah, for that little thing. Carlsberg, you goddamn sinful motherfuckers, how dare you serve a bottle of beer below 333 or 330 millilitres? It's terrible. How can you do this to modern society? We're trying to budget here. We're in a fucking recession here, kids. Huh? Just sell a normal size bottle of beer, please.
We're also English and like our alcohol, you wankers.
Yeah, exactly. You Danish cunts.
Okay.
Even though it's such an established British brand, I can guarantee you not many people in Denmark drink Carlsberg. It's like, Foster's is meant to be an Australian brand. And basically all it is some guy in wherever it's produced, Birmingham, they just get all the men's toilets in the Birmingham offices and industrial estates and pipe it straight into fucking Foster's. Well, they do pretty much the same thing with their production facility of Carlsberg here in Britain, because it's all manufactured here in Britain. They don't import it, because if you actually try to import it, it would have gone off by the time it got to you. I have a big problem with Carlsberg just because of a personal situation of where I had to serve hundreds and hundreds of bottles, and basically every single person went, bloody expensive for this, and this is where it's born. This is where it's born from.
Can you imagine that I used to get that when I worked in a pub, a Sam Smith's pub?
Oh, fuck off.
And people used to complain about the price.
Fuck off. Sam Smith's is the cheapest beer you possibly can buy in a pub.
Tidy Lager's like £2.20 a pint.
No, it's less. It's less than that.
No, it's about what?
Yeah,
I thought it was less than that.
Yeah, it's gone up.
Fucking inflation. Bastards.
Robbing bastards, eh? £2.20?
I remember when it was £1. Fuck off.
Funny you should say that, though. I went for a few drinks the other night, and we went to the Hole in the Wall in York.
Oh, yeah.
And we had 2 pints. Well, because we did rounds. It was me and my cousin. We got 2 pints of Hobgoblin Gold, and it came back, and they were like, "Oh, that's £6.40." And we both looked at each other and went, "Bloody hell, that's good. That's a good price." And then we sat down and went, "Well, it shows how York's changed when we consider that a good price nowadays. Used to be a few years ago, it'd have been what, £5 if that."
Yeah, well, the prices have gone up. I mean, York
prices have skyrocketed in the past few years.
Well, tax has gone up first of all.
Yeah,
inflation obviously as well. But then, like, companies are having to charge more money. I mean, they can charge more money in York because, in essence, there's a lot of people will say this, is that York is the London of the North, because so many people from London move here.
Fucking insult to York.
York's lovely.
York's lovely. London is not.
It's most recently voted the best place to live.
Indeed.
And I'm a little bit annoyed at that because everyone now knows, because it was in the fucking Times or the Guardian or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And basically that now means that everyone's going to want to move here and bump the house prices up, bump everything up. So go away and stop coming here to York.
Yeah. Only come here for tourist reasons.
No, don't come here for tourist reasons.
Don't live here.
Don't come here for tourist reasons either. So Sam, Budweiser, eh? Is there a special reason why you don't like it? Why you have such a strong dislike towards it?
It's just one of those things. I've never ever had a Budweiser, whatever brand. Because there was another one. Was it? Because there's normal Budweiser, there's Bud Light, and there's another one. Is it Bud Gold or
No, it's not that.
no? Because that's Foster's, isn't it? Foster's Gold. But I can't remember the name.
There's another Budweiser.
Yeah.
There's two Budweisers, and they're two separate companies. Did you know? You can get them mostly in like the big. You know, they get the big bottles in Tesco for like or three for £5.
Three for £5, yeah.
Something like that. But they're a completely separate make. So there's two different Budweisers. They technically have the same name because they're both Germanic families, basically, or Austrian families. Not too sure now. But basically, they have the same, but they're completely different in terms of how they're made, manufactured, and produced, and the taste as well. But
yeah,
it unfortunately has the name of Budweiser.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I've never ever had a Budweiser and enjoyed it, no matter what form of Budweiser it is. There's nothing particular about it. Like there's no backstory behind it. Budweiser didn't touch me when I was a child or anything like that. It's just. It's just.
I imagine a bottle
horrible,
waddling in now.
Oh God!
Just a bottle waddling in, going, "Hey, Sam, you want to touch my bottle?" Hey. Obviously, with that voice, apparently, not an American one because I can't do an accent. Just a bottle falls on top of you. No, stop that. That's it. I love how only the audio people will
what
truly
the fuck's going on here?
Get the majesty of that. Christ, mate. The video people will be like, "What the fuck's he doing with his arm?" Oh no.
That's the deliriousness that I've got going on right now.
Well, yeah. What you need is a quick Budweiser, and you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I might puke it all out of my system then.
Well, you never know.
But no, yeah, it's there's nothing in particular. It's just not a very nice drink. It, as I've said before, it leaves you with that horrible aftertaste that you just cannot seem to get rid of. It's just horrible in every way. Whereas, at least, yeah, everyone knows Carlsberg's not the best, but it's still drinkable. It's still one of those things.
Whoa.
There's still a big market for Carlsberg.
I think there's
it's a
market.
It's a good option for when you want something half decent and cheap. Whereas Bud, you don't really get that.
Oh, I don't know, mate. I think I'm going to put this way. I'm going to wrap up my my criticism of your own argument. Budweiser's owned by Busch. Busch is the original company. It's the original family that basically emigrated over to America and started their own brewery shit. Yeah, they have their own theme park called Busch Gardens, and it's got a zoo and rides and everything like that. And you can go to there in Florida. Carlsberg don't. Yeah, Carlsberg are that fucking dry and boring because they're Danish motherfuckers.
But that's nothing to do with the lager.
They don't have anything exciting attached to their brand.
That's absolutely
motherfucking
nothing
Budweiser
to do with the lager.
Has a goddamn theme park. It's called Budweiser Land. That's what they should call it. Stop calling it Busch Garden. Just call it Budweiser Land. And turn it into a massive water park, and then just have the beer pumping out, and you'll just see flipping just men just sat there underneath a fountain going like that. There we go. That's my idea. That's my theme park idea, guys. I'm waiting for the funding to come through. Carlsberg, all you can do.
They do beer spas.
Beer spas.
Yep.
Do they?
Spas.
Why do they do that?
Don't know. You can have a look though.
You can get beer. You can get beer enemas. Yeah. Yeah, and for anyone who doesn't know what an enema is, it's basically that they take a tube and shove it up your bum, and they flush fluid up there to try and flush all of the stuff out because they say it's cleansing.
You can get coffee enemas as well.
Yes, you can get coffee enemas just to wake you up. Although the hose up the bum would have woke me up, to be honest. But
yeah.
I think you'd wake most people up.
Probably.
I'm honest.
Extra little perk up in the morning, having a bit of coffee.
Inside of
your rectum.
Yeah, inside of inside your big intestines, even though your big intestines can't absorb anything.
I mean, come on, guys, you're inserting it wrong.
Yeah, at least shove this. Well, to be brutally honest, mate, I wouldn't want them to use the same tube that they shove it up the bum into my mouth.
Oh, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, thank God, because otherwise it's really dark. Anyway. moving away from enemas because I think that's the worst segue we've done. I think that is the worst one we've done. We've done some really weird ones before, but the old beer enema one, oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. But I would say I think this is probably.
Do you know what I'm getting from this though?
What
is that? Even though I'm going to really, really plough this home, I am not feeling very well right now. The thought of going to a pub now, and even if it's Carlsberg that I have to drink, it's even making me go, yeah, I could do with that right now. Yeah. Even if it's Carlsberg, even if I have to settle, and make no mistakes about it, if you're having a Carlsberg, you are settling for Carlsberg. Nobody goes to a pub and actively looks for Carlsberg. I will let you.
There are people who do that.
I will let you.
You know, there's people who look for Carlsberg.
Probably will,
but they're
certain type of people.
Certain kind of people. Certain people like it.
The thought of me going, like, if you said, "Oh yeah, we're going to go to the pub," but they've only got Budweiser on, I'd be like, "I'll stay at home," or I'll have a lemonade, or fuck it, I'll even drink vodka instead.
Just a pint of vodka. I'm ready for a fight. That's what I'm like. I get a little scrappy when I've drunk vodka, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I go batshit insane when I drink vodka. Absolutely insane.
You know, they say that's not actually there's not actually like a chemical reaction that does that to you. It's that basically your brain remembers that you were drunk on that spirit, and therefore associates the certain emotions that you felt with that. So then, when you taste it for your first time, it brings back all those memories. It's also like, you know, like when they say like people are in comas, they try to get them out by giving them smells.
Yeah.
Because that's one of your strongest. It's basically one of your strongest ones to bring you back out of stuff. Well, the taste and smell thing are almost interchangeable in humans because we have very crap noses. Basically, we're not very good sense of smell, but we're very interchangeable between. So that's why you can taste something that smells. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You can smell something that tastes. Because they're connected basically in your brain. So often people who get aggressive when they drink a certain kind of drink, or get sad or get horny or whatever, will do it because of that memory. They're remembering a memory, and therefore it puts them in that mindset. So that's why
we're very educational in this podcast.
We're trying, just trying to make sure people understand that, you know, there's more to alcohol than just getting absolutely hammered and then having to spend a night on the toilet and then the rest of the day and then not being able to go swimming because you might shit yourself in a pool. So I love it if it's a kiddie's pool as well. You just fucking start going along it like you're tie-dyeing it with brown.
It'd have been better if it was a kiddie's pool, because then you could have just been like blamed it on the kids.
Yeah, you could have done that, mate. You could have done that, Josh. Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on, guys.
Come on.
Come on, parents. Don't bring your kids swimming if they can't control their bladders yet. Disgusting.
Little Billy, you little sod. You shouldn't have been pooing in there. Tut, 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 as you waddle to
the stains are on your shorts. Irrelevant!
It floated into my... Oh, wait, hang on. This has gotten dark. Anyway.
Josh. I'm speechless right now.
Should we get your opinion here, Josh, of the ladies and gentlemen at home? Help them out. What do you think? Which one's the worst? Carlsberg or Budweiser?
I would have to go Budweiser.
Wow, really?
Because I can quite happily go to a pub, have a look at what's on and go, yeah, I'll have a Carlsberg. But
wow.
I have never been to a pub where I've had Budweiser on and thought, oh yeah, I'll have that.
Wow.
Because that's
sort of the gist of my argument. Carlsberg is at least drinkable. Yeah.
As Farts Mike previously said, it tastes like piss. And cardboard.
Cardboard?
Yeah, it tastes like cardboard to me.
When did you eat cardboard? So like the time when I drank my own piss?
I was a child once. Yeah.
I drank cardboard once.
The only way you could do that, I mean, you probably could actually, when you think about it, get a good enough blender and some water, you'd be fine. And next on the Gentleman's Debate, we'll be drinking a pint of piss and a pint of cardboard just to see if it tastes like Budweiser.
To see which one of us dies.
To see which one of us has to spend a night on the toilet again, as we have to shit out cardboard.
Or in A&E.
Or A&E. Yeah. I shouldn't having to do that.
We found traces of cardboard in your blood.
I'm cardboard man. And you just turn into a piece of cardboard. Can't turn back.
What's your kryptonite? Rain.
fire.
Oh, God.
Basically, outside. I'm best in a hermetically sealed lab.
Put me in an attic. I'm in my element.
Put me inside of an Amazon warehouse. You're going down, motherfucker. Take me to a swimming pool. No. I'll have to tap out on that one.
Yeah, I just shit myself.
Aquaman will have to have that.
Oh no, it's my arch nemesis, Recycling Man.
Oh no, he's brought his green bin of justice. Dun 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 dun. Oh, we should do our own comic book series of Cardboard Man. The Adventures of Cardboard Man. He's not a pushover. He's not a pushover. He just folds real easy.
Oh, fucking terrible.
Oh, this is the kind of jokes that you get from the Gentleman's Debate podcast.
So back
Terrible ones.
Back to the debate.
Lager.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think we've
So which
articulated.
lager has the strongest cardboard when they're holding it for a crate?
Well, which one does? I'd say that'd be.
Carlsberg.
Unfortunately, it's Carlsberg.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it,
Got
but the
some
boxes.
sturdy.
They got some sturdy cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Whilst Budweiser has the thinnest ones they possibly
Yeah.
could fucking make.
Yeah.
They're literally like, can we make it like paper?
They need to save money because the sales aren't as good.
Well, they probably smash it in America.
Yeah,
Probably
but
smash it in America.
yeah,
And they're just. I wouldn't say Carlsberg particularly sells in America, but it probably sells.
I don't think they'll even have Carlsberg in America, will they?
Yeah. So but that doesn't necessarily mean just because they don't have it in America does not necessarily mean that they are the arbiters of what the best is. Because whatever they produce out of their own country, it's not great.
No.
Cars, no. Flags, no. I mean, that's why so many people burn them. Admittedly, they burn the British flag as much as they burn the American one, to be honest.
They're just like a good flag burning, really. The Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember there's a comedian, sorry.
So they like their flag burning as much as they like their school shootings.
There's a fucking hell, mate. Jesus Christ. There's a John. What's his name? John. Oh, fuck. He's
Cena.
No, it's John something or other. But he basically is a British comedian who's got his own show. There's a late night show in America, and basically he.
John Oliver.
Yeah, John Oliver. He does a joke where he says America created their own renewable energy by making their own flag. Under the Kyoto Convention, they have to replace every flag that's destroyed. So basically, what you could do is just burn the flag underneath a kettle. Boil the kettle, and then America has to produce another flag, so it's continuously replenishing source of energy. Boom, Kyoto Convention. You're welcome.
Lager.
I'm doing a lot of segues today. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Can't help it. Just a bit energetic, I guess. Wanna branch out.
You think you're making up for the loss of energy that I've got?
Yeah,
Due to my man-aids.
Yeah, you really want to let people know that you're ill, mate.
Yeah.
No.
Everyone has AIDS.
Okay. So, I think we'll round up this argument now.
Yes.
Carlsberg. It's the shittest beer on the planet.
It's not. Budweiser is.
Done. Right. Have we got any funny news, mate?
All right, we've got one. So,
Everybody gets one.
I pose a question to you guys.
Yes.
So, if you had $30,000 lying around, what would you buy with it? New car, deposit for a house, or you could buy a naked statue of Donald Trump.
Who did this?
Is it the only one?
No. So originally there was 5.
Okay.
But the other 4 have been vandalised and.
Oh, so it's the
destroyed
only
and
intact
stuff.
one left.
So it's the only intact one left.
That's a good investment.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
So there's a contemporary art centre that's having a. Can't think of a word.
Competition.
Bidding.
Auction.
Auction. There we go.
He's already started on the Blue Moons, ladies and gentlemen.
My English.
Me English no good.
Yeah, I'll be on the toilet later on. All night long, baby.
All night long.
All night.
How good was that?
Great.
Well, how good was Lionel Richie?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's an auction being held
Sorry.
at an art gallery in
Yeah.
New Jersey in May.
No, Jersey.
2nd of May.
What
If
the
anyone's
fuck is that?
Terrible.
That was like an American trying to do an English accent.
Mate, me and accents aren't great.
No,
I've already
Jersey.
said this. I can't do it. Oh, Sam's not doing well. He just did a little Donald Trump. £30,000
$30,000.
sorry, $30,000 for a naked statue of Donald Trump. Now, does it have a tiny penis?
I hope so. I mean, I can't see the full image.
Oh, so they're probably not allowed to show the naked.
Probably not. No.
So is this actually a Trump supporter, or
Anti-Trump people. Have they made quite a lot of money?
or is it that they're auctioning it off still, and it's
Yeah, they're auctioning it
expected
off.
to go for that, or that's the starting bid?
Expected to fetch between $20,000 and $30,000.
And there was only 5 they made.
And still,
Yep.
there's only one intact. That
One
actually wouldn't be a
intact,
bad
yeah.
investment.
That wouldn't- that's a good
Give it
idea.
a couple of years.
Yeah, give it until Trump gets out of office and we recover from the nuclear holocaust, and China basically ruling us. I think that would go for quite a few.
No,
quite a few
Russia
bob.
will be our overlords.
No, it'd be China.
Russia.
China. 100% China.
Russia.
There's more Chinese people than there is other people. No, that's a lie, obviously. But no, it'd be China. 100%. Not Russia. Russia are a bunch of bitches. Have to be careful now. Have to watch my drinks. Not going to go to.
And your door handle.
Yes, that's true. I'm definitely not going to be going to Zizzy's again. By the way, my girlfriend is actually from Salisbury, where that place was the attempted assassination of that guy. Her
They're being released,
mum-
aren't they?
No, they're not.
recovered.
They're not recovering.
Are they not?
No, they're not going to recover.
No, the daughter's in. Her condition's improving.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I
I
thought they were
read
good. I saw an article. They said, yeah, even if they survive, like they're fucked for the rest of their lives because it's a nerve agent, which basically it could cause a lot of problems. It could cause like a stroke. It could cause paralysis, like everything. Like, but Donald Trump, $30,000. Well, I mean, did you see the bear that he sold, the Trumpy bear? Oh, it's you. Anyone who's watching this or is got YouTube close to hand, just type in Trumpy bear. It's the fucking funniest thing on the planet. It's a legitimate thing. Donald Trump did this as an advertising campaign, but it's a bear, a little teddy bear that has his hair, his floppy hair at the front, and then it's got a thing at the back where you pull out an American flag as a cape. And then the advertising campaign is a woman who obviously is not happy about advertising for Donald Trump, going, Trumpy bear, the world's greatest freedom-loving bear. It's horrendous, mate. It's like the Make America Great Again baseball caps. Apparently he made so much money from that, and the Trumpy bear thing, he basically self-funded his own campaign because he was able to turn a profit from selling shit like that. Good old Donald Trump. At least he's a good businessman in terms of making money for himself.
Yeah.
No further, really. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it, isn't it, Josh? One thing.
Yeah.
That'll be that's the 32nd gentleman's debate. Please, on YouTube, follow us. Subscribe to us and leave. Oh wait, you're right. What's up, Josh?
I've just googled the statue, and he does have a tiny penis.
Well, of course he would.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing you could go for.
No, it's the greatest penis. It's a beautiful penis, wonderful penis. I happen to know this penis. I've held this penis in my beautiful, strong hands. It's a big penis. It's gonna take Ivanka. It's gonna take Ivanka to sexy town. Okay.
So it's clearly,
Ivanka's his wife, isn't it?
I hope so. No, it's his daughter.
Which one's his wife?
Oh no, Melania Trump.
Oh yeah.
Who, by the way, is a timepiece. She's very attractive ex-underwear model.
Yeah.
you enjoy that term, don't you?
Yeah, he does like timepiece. Yeah.
Timepiece, yeah.
I hear it at least once every podcast.
So is Padme.
Natalie
Portman.
Yeah, Natalie Portman. Not as Padme, personally.
Depends what she's like. Some of the weird costumes they put her in.
What I'd say is Natalie Portman in other acting roles, smoke show. Absolute smoke
That's
show.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, shout out to Natalie
Wonderful human being.
Did you see?
Terrific great, wonderful personality.
Did you see the thing about Donald? We'll obviously wrap this up in a second. Sorry, but did you see about the woman, the porn star, who alleged that she had a sexual relation with her?
Yeah.
What's her name? Like
Stormy
Daniels.
Stormy Daniels.
Not Stormzy. Not Stormzy Daniels.
Imagine if it was Stormzy.
Donald Trump, shut up.
That'd be hilarious.
I will not shut up. You do not tell me that. I will send you back to Mexico.
Wow. Ooh, spicy.
That's Trump.
Well, it's Donald Trump, yeah. But yes, that lady. She said that somebody basically came up to her and said you should stop talking about the thing. She's like, I don't know how true that is, to be honest. He met her, yes. There's a proof that obviously they met, but a sexual encounter, and apparently he said, you remind me of my daughter to her. And everyone continuously goes on about how creepy he is around his own daughter, which is quite creepy. But what I will say is Donald Trump is going to be he's the gift that keeps on giving, isn't he? We're to do with comedy. Even if you're on the left or the right, you can really rip the fuck out of him for it. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been, again, the 30-second Gentleman's Debate. On YouTube, please subscribe, like, and comment about your own opinion.
I mean, hopefully we can get the video up this time.
This time you're going to have the video up. Hopefully we're not going to have that issue where a hard drive dies on us.
And we will have the polls up on Facebook and Twitter again, as per usual. So look out for them and get voting on what you think is the worst lager of all time between Carlsberg and Budweiser. And if you have another opinion, why not give us a comment?
Yeah, give us a comment
on Facebook. Give us a tweet, a retweet, like our tweets, comment on the YouTube video.
Maybe subscribe.
Yeah, and then on iTunes and other podcast players, you can subscribe to download our podcast and make sure you're kept up to date with every single very important debate that we have, where we settle things so that when you walk into a pub next time, or bar or club or wherever, and somebody goes, would you like a Carlsberg or would you like a Budweiser, you're well informed with the opinion of yes or no to either of those entire things, whichever one wins the polls. I think, I'm going to do an early prediction of the polls, I think that... actually, I think it's going to be very close.
It'll be a close one.
I think it's a close one because I think because Carlsberg is so prevalent, and because it's so shit, people will go at shit. But because Budweiser is nowhere near as popular, in my opinion, people will go, I don't know it, so I'm going to go with the one. I'm going to stick with the one I like, so therefore that's why Budweiser would be the worst. So I think there's going to be like a weird sort of dynamic going on with the polls. However, we've said that before, and one of us got smashed by it.
Yeah.
So that's,
was that Raymond versus Big Bang? Yeah.
Although it did end up being close on Twitter, it went 50-50 because the poll ended after the podcast recording. So yeah. Now, what? We'll also be doing... We'll put some photos on Instagram as well for everyone on Instagram, because we do have a little following on there. But yeah, this has been the best month for us, ladies and gentlemen, so far. It's been the most listens out of any other month. Please keep up the love and make sure you subscribe and let us know. Give us your opinion, give us your feedback, and also if you want us to debate any specific topics, let us know in the comment section down below. But this has been the Gentleman's Debate podcast number 32. Which is the worst lager?
I have been Sam.
I have been Simon.
And I have been Josh of York Video Pro.
Yes, we didn't plug it earlier. Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
Gotta plug it now, man.
Yeah, York Video Pro.
Yep.
Yeah, follow Josh. Right, Josh does all of the production for us. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He does all of the video production for us, editing, and graphic design to do the thumbnails that you often see with our faces basically superimposed on other people. I don't know how we're going to do it with this one. I think this is going to be creative.
It's going to be beer bottles.
Yeah. You have to be creative.
Bottle toppers.
Yeah, you have to be creative here, Josh.
That was my idea. Damn it.
Basically, if you're in the Yorkshire region, or basically anywhere in the world nowadays, and you need some...
If you pay enough.
Yeah, if you need some videography or photography work being done, Josh runs his own company, York Video Productions. He has his own website, which is
yorkvideopro.co.uk.
But you know, if you want to actually just have a quick chat with him about anything, just go on to York Video Pro on Twitter. York Video, is it York Video Pro on Facebook or Productions?
Production.
York Video Production on there, and then you're also on Instagram as well, York Video Pro. So you can see actually what Josh has done, and you can see our entire portfolio of work actually on Josh's website. So please go and give him some love, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for that.
It's all right. So this is it. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
See you guys.
Peace out.
Beautiful.
Boom. Right.
Oh, sick.